Hey everybody, welcome to Soaring Alignment. I'm Deniz.
Hi everyone, I'm Julie.
Yay, great to be back once again. How have you been, Julie?
Yeah, I feel like the energy has been intense for quite a while, but in the last week, and even this weekend, it's felt like a lot of like even more in depth, more what do you call it, intense emotions. And so, for example, over the weekend, feeling sadness, and then feeling this anxiety, and it was just rather interesting, and also coinciding with the anniversary of 9/11. So I wondered if that was like that energy that's being out there as well. But then also there has been a lot of solar activity, which sends that energy towards us as well. So I think because of this big shift, there's just so much happening for everybody. And yeah, we're all just going through this phase of growth and expansion, which doesn't always feel comfortable. Yeah.
That's right. I feel exactly the same. It's like there have been quite a few waves and we just have to keep riding them. And I had days where I was really elated and clear and focused. And then the last few days have been very deep and nearly like a sense of grief or vulnerability and wanting to understand self better.
Yes. Yeah.
And also, yeah, I always feel like I was just sharing that beforehand already as well. I had a couple of days where a lot of poetry came out for me. And it always feels like for me, I really love writing, but whatever your thing is to keep you in alignment, I think it's really good to either meditate or do doodlings or drawings or whatever it is. In my case, it was a bit of poetry to allow that to come out because we stay really in our strength rather than being swept away. And yeah, with the solar activity as well, some of the days you just have to kind of keep breathing because it's so intense. It can be so full on.
Yeah, so true. And sorry, whilst you're talking, just so many things coming through. It's just yeah, because when you're being creative, you are in your alignment, and you don't get drawn into those stories, and you can just observe it or find a way of expressing it in a really powerful way. So you, through your poetry or drawing, or what other people might want to choose. And then there's something else. What was it?
Yeah, I just had that come in as well. If you do music or to do that, or chanting or whatever it is. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Focused.
Yeah, it's just so that you stay like you mentioned, just staying in alignment with yourself and being able to observe what's happening around you, and not being drawn into, our minds will always have thoughts and things will always be there, but it's not getting drawn into that, not being absorbed into it, so that you become that, rather than just observing, okay, that's what's happening, okay, that's what's going on. There's almost like a non-attachment to the situation when we can sort of have that sort of distance from it.
And it's really the basis of that is staying true to yourself rather than being swept away, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get a really high sound in my left ear at the moment. Is coming in.
Yeah. I've been having so much ringing over the last
week. Too. Me too, like crazy. Honestly, it's like left, right, both simultaneously. Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay. Every time now, I feel like, oh, just listen. Okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, huh? Yeah.
So
interesting. Too. And then also about the sky, we talked about that briefly the last few days. We both keep seeing this different light in the sky and different colors and halo around the sun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know if anyone else, like if you're watching, whether you've noticed anything like that or any different activity, because I'm sure it's out there. There's lots of things going on in the skies.
The colors of the clouds differently. I've seen another nice little ship, a UFO, the other day it came over. It didn't power up, so it was quite small, but the color changed, and it changed
amazing.
bright white over. It came over, and then it went. So, you know, whenever I look at it, I think, okay, it could be a satellite, but then it changed the directions quite a bit. And then really small to a pinpoint, and the color turned into a like a brass or copper color, and then it just diminished. It was interesting. I've never seen one of those before. I've seen so many different ones, but not one of those. And a good friend of mine, she saw something similar the same week.
There's been quite a lot of recordings, because I saw a video that was posted on YouTube. I know YouTube, you know, we won't go into that, but it was really just, you know, fascinating just to see all these different, like there was like one after the other, and you could say that they were satellites, but it was just the color and the directions that they were all going in.
That's usually the way. That's when you can tell it's not that. Yeah. See, we didn't think we talked about UFOs today.
We surprised ourselves.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to briefly mention that about Mercury going retrograde. So,
yes,
you know, 28th, I think, or 29th of September, wherever you are. So we're in the shadow period now, so you probably might start to already feel the effects of that. But, you know, it's a time to, anything that starts with an RE, like redo, review, you know, to go, we'll have 7 planets in retrograde by the end of the month. And so and I think that will stay that way for about 6 weeks. So no wonder we're feeling this way. All of us are going internally now and really, you know, going deep. So it's really a great opportunity to go into that, I think.
Yeah, I think that's why I feel quite elated, actually, because I really like to go deep. It's just like, I love it. I really like it.
The Scorpio in you. Yeah.
That's exactly the moon. I just love it. It's just, I mean, why would I be here otherwise if not
to experience
it? Yeah, really experience. I love it. Yeah, thank you, Sharon. Yeah, the retrograde phase, the shadow phase. Very good. All right, so maybe we do some.
Let's do some cards. Okay, I'll shuffle the tarot. Let's see, what's the message for everyone for the next few weeks? Sometimes they're jumpy, and I've noticed over the past week or so there's been less jumpy. So let's see there. Show it. Okay. So amazingly, oh, sorry, it's a light that I've got. I'll move it over here. There we are. Got the Death card, which is super. It's exactly what you've been describing, you know, going deep. It's a sign of Scorpio, the Death card as well.
Funny.
So transformation, things that are, you know, saying goodbye to the old. And I really feel that this year, like, there's such a you know, I've been saying it's a big growth year, and it's almost like it's the end of the old. You know, we're not going back to whatever, you know, idea that people think or hope for. We're onto a new path now, and it's really about saying goodbye, having, you know, those endings so that we can start something new. And so I feel like if you are going through that transition, or you're having to say goodbye to something, try and do it with love, so that you have that loving ending, so that you allow your new beginning to start with love as well. And then the first card that came out was the 5 of Pentacles. So this is just a feeling of almost being left out in the cold. So you see these guys outside the church, and, you know, they're struggling. And so this is in the past position as well, in the just how I pulled it out. So it's almost saying, you know, if you're feeling this way, it's okay. You know, sometimes we can feel like we're on our own and we're having to struggle. But part of that is, you know, when we reach that point of going, oh my gosh, that's why I went through that, that's worth it so much, of, you know, it makes it all worth it, really. So just know that you're not alone, that there are people around you, and it's okay to feel that way as well. But, you know, we are on such an accelerated path of transition. So we're having to say goodbye to the old so it can feel that way. And funnily enough, the next card we've got is the Eight of Cups. And so again, we're walking away from something that no longer serves us. And, you know, it can feel a bit scary because we're going on this path and we're like, well, where's that going to? We don't know. We know what the old was, so it feels comfortable. And the new, it's almost like hasn't quite arrived yet. And it's like, well, I don't really want to go through that door. But I see the moon or that light, and it's almost like it will guide you. That, not necessarily saying the moon will guide you, but as you walk forward, your path will be revealed. And so you don't need to know every step of the way what's going to happen. You just stay in your center, have that faith in yourself and also in the universe and the path ahead, and it will reveal itself step by step when the time is right. Just need to keep trusting in your intuition and the inner voice of yours that is always guiding you every step of the way. And then the last card that came out is the Page of Cups. And so, you know, this is a new beginning. Like, it's almost like it's the first card out of the Court card. So after this, we have the Knight, which is then about, you know, really accelerated movement. But with the Page, it's almost like that first idea of something new. And so this is where we're moving towards, you know, we're saying goodbye now to the old that's not working. And, you know, in the very near future, we're opening up to something very new. That is, you know, I see this guy standing there, or this page standing there, and he's stable, even though the water behind him is, you know, all every which way. And so it's almost like stay in your center, stay grounded despite what is happening around you, and really everything will be okay. You know, start to create what it is that you want. Don't pay attention to what's happening outside of you. So that's really yeah, like a lot happening, but saying goodbye, lots of transformation, saying goodbye to the old and moving towards the new.
Wow, yes, strong.
Yeah.
Cups. And that actually, the page just made me hold my heart instantly.
Oh.
It's nearly hurting and moving into that new, but also being open.
Yeah.
Wow, it took me into that same deep feeling when you just described it and explained it, and I can really feel that change. And that's that exciting part as well. But as you said, you know, most of us, we still are a little bit like, oh, okay, but we have to change everything now.
Yeah.
So,
it can feel a bit scary.
Yeah, and I still have my heart held by my right hand. It's just like, wow, it feels really like something big coming in.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see what yours have. Yeah.
Okay, so House of Fairies. Let's see what other messages we get for the next couple of weeks. Okay, the first one is number 48. Prick up your ears. So prick up your ears. This card is all about being a messenger and being able to perceive and follow through with messages, your intuition, your guidance. It could be signs and symbols, numbers, number plates. It can be clear audience messages that you get. So they are saying basically, keep open for it and tune in.
Right, yeah.
And also I feel that comes with trust, you know, reminding you all to trust the messages. She's gorgeous.
So cute.
Yeah. Let's see what else is coming in. Oh, number 5, the Queen of Passage.
Oh.
Get that right with the camera. So the Queen of Passage is actually talking about a rite of passage, very much like your Page of Cups. You know, she's going forward, she's moving forward. And it's like a rite of passage where, you know, we leave the old, we leave that behind, what was the younger version or our growing up version, to step into the next phase that is stronger. You know, it's like the rite of passage for girls when they start bleeding, for example, they start to get into that. Or you know, when you're giving birth to a child, that would be a huge rite of passage. But I feel like she's leading the way as well and going forward. And there's also two birds on the card, which for me always represents the wisdom. They're bringing in the wisdom and allowing you to spread your wings and open your heart for the messages as well. So gorgeous. And it stands out right now looking at the card again. Her pendant looks like lapis lazuli.
Oh, I love that.
Connect to your third eye with that as well. It's really good for your nervous system, for your bones as well. But for me, it always feels like it's the vision. So see clearly, hear clearly, see clearly. And then we got the number one, the Queen of the Golden Bow.
Oh, wow.
And this is the story of the Queen leaving the underworld. And when you look at it, it's actually also, you know, because wands are about new beginnings. It's of leaving that behind us, the old, but standing in our true self and standing in our power. And I feel like there's also actually, you see it afterwards in the picture, a little like an owl on it. So again, I feel like there's a lot of wisdom coming, strong community around. And she nearly looks like she's contemplating a little bit because she's used to be in the underworld. So it's a stepping out into the new. But there's a spark of a crystal stands out when I look at the card as well. It's about that guiding light as well. To, you know, she's going inwards actually, and then assuring that she will find the right path. That's how it feels to me. So similar to one of your cards where it's like, it's okay, you know, we're a bit unsure. And she's standing at the moment, standing still. And you can still see the underworld behind her. But it's like, okay, so now we're going. It's nearly like we pause with the depth we both felt in the last few days. It's like we're coming into a pause to then move ahead. So it's like that interesting movement and feeling of being really deep and calm, but also elated. That's how I feel.
And it's interesting, it's like a rebirth, isn't it? Like we're all all of us are going through this rite of passage.
Yes.
You know, and it's just, but also I noticed with that last card, there was a unicorn on there. And it reminded me of that we're supported as well, like by the magical beings, or, you know, we're surrounded by support along this journey. So we don't need to be afraid. And it's okay to feel afraid, but we don't need to be either.
Yeah, because a lot of people forget that we have that support, I guess. We're lucky that we feel all that kind of support.
Yeah,
it's truly magical, you know, life. We are supported, absolutely 100% supported. So that's great. Oh, I love this.
I know. I was like, ooh, just feeling it, and just feeling it deeply, and also a lot of heart chakra stuff going on whilst I was listening to you.
Same for me. I feel even warmth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so nice.
So gorgeous. Yay.
Oh,
well, I hope this is helpful, and for not just for us, but for you guys who are watching. And hopefully, maybe just write us a little note if you have any questions, or if you like to share anything, or if that resonates with you or not. And,
that's super, because we do really love hearing from you in whatever way, whether there's a question, whether it's something you want to see, whether you like what you see. Maybe one day we'll do it live so we can actually communicate with you live, which would be amazing.
Right? To have a little group even. I'm sure we got actually quite a few ideas brewing up that we like to do in the future. When at the moment it's just a bit tricky because I can't come back into this side of the border if I go down. So, but we're brewing up a few ideas for you guys, and hopefully we'll have some retreats coming up and things like that.
Oh, that'd be amazing! Can't wait.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're still gonna do it. 100%.
Oh, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thank you, Deniz, for your lovely energy as always.
Yeah, and same to you. Thank you so much. And thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
have a great day.
Bye.